Hi everyone and welcome to Dean Park. In this video I'm going to take one of my favourite locos and give it a 20-minute transformation thanks to a sound file from Jamie Goodman. If you like what you see, please hit those like and subscribe icons, and if you have any questions at all about what you see in the video, please get in touch by posting in the comments section below. In the meantime, enjoy the video. On a cold, wet and windy evening in January, when it's a little bit too chilly to go up the loft, what can be better than getting a loco on the workbench and upgrading it to DCC sound? I'm upgrading this Bachmann Class 47 using a LokSound 5 decoder from ESU, and it's been programmed with the excellent Class 47 sound file from Jamie Goodman. I've used Jamie's sound on a couple of my locos previously. I did a video on that, and the link to that is at the top of the screen, and I've also posted Jamie's website in the description below. The loco I'm using for this is 47641 region, and this was a renumber and name done for me by Alex Carpenter some years ago, and he also put a subtle weathering on the loco as well. And it's one of my favourite locos here at Dean Park. The body of this previous generation Class 47 from Bachmann is held on with 6 screws. There are 4 underneath the chassis and 1 just behind the buffer beam at both ends. After you've removed the screws, you need some plasticard, or I use some guitar plectrums, and I just slide them in between the chassis and the body at the cab doors at each corner of the loco. Just behind the cab door there's a small clip on the chassis, and this connects to another clip that's part of the glazing of the cab door, and these can be quite temperamental to remove. With a plectrum at each corner, the body should just now carefully slide out of position, like so, to reveal the inner workings of the model. With the body off, you can now see the PCB board. I've got a standard 21 pin that's going to be replaced by the sound one, and I've just slotted in 2 20 by 20 square speakers there in the kind of recessed well that's designed for a speaker. On the original Class 47s, if they were sound fitted from the factory, you got a fairly basic 20 by 40 millimeter speaker in there, so I knew that these 2 speakers were going to fit in that space. You can see the wires coming from the PCB board, obviously to parts of the cab end here, the lighting, and the cab lighting here as well. I've just fed the speakers underneath that. That's not going to affect the sound quality coming from the speakers themselves. As supplied, the ESU decoders come with a small sugar cube speaker already attached, which is fine if you've got a small loco that you're limited with space, and this is the only speaker that will fit. However, if you've got the option to fit a bigger speaker, I'd always recommend that. You're going to get a far better and clearer sound representation from bigger speakers. For the soldering process, I've got myself an 18-watt Antex soldering iron. That's hot enough for small wires. I've got some lead-free Antex solder, and I've got myself a no-clean flux pen. And I've got a wet sponge and some paper towels to hand as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this speaker. I'm going to take these other speakers out, and I'm going to solder them together and onto the 2 wires of the decoder. With these 2 speakers now soldered together, you can see the 2 red wires and the 2 black wires are connected. I've removed the speaker from the decoder. I'm just going to put a little bit of flux on the bared wires there before tinning them with some solder. This will just make it easier to connect the other wires to these thin brown wires. Simple as that. What I'm doing now is I'm putting some heat shrink on the wires. I'm using 1mm heat shrink. That's probably just about the right size. And when I connect the wires from the speakers to the actual decoder wire, I then put the heat shrink over the join to then seal it in place so we don't get any wires touching each other. We certainly don't want these 2 wires shorting each other out, or you'll damage the decoder. So you're best using heat shrink for the job. Now it can get a bit tricky to hold the wires while you're trying to solder, especially when they're as fine as this. I've got this handy little soldering mate from West Hill Wagon Works. I've just put the wire in there, and I'm then going to take one of the wires from the speakers, excuse my fingers getting in the way here, and then I should be able to solder that onto the other wire from the decoder itself. Like so. As you can see here, the speakers are now connected to the decoder and the heat shrink is over the joints, so no chance of any short circuits. I'm now going to put this decoder and speakers into the Class 47 and I'm going to test it with the body off just to make sure everything's working as it should. If it's okay, I'll then put the body back on and I'll get it to work on the layout. I tested it on the layout and both speakers are functioning as they should. Obviously it won't sound as crisp with the body off, however you'll get the full benefit of the sound once you've replaced the loco body. I'm now just going to pop the 6 screws back in and I'll show you it operating at Dean Park. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed watching me take that Class 47 and really upgrade it with the Jamie Goodman sound file. If you want to check out other sound profiles that Jamie's got, I've popped his website in the description below. In the meantime, thanks for watching, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.